Hello, I'm elected Mayor Mike Starkey. Following the Prime Minister's announcements yesterday that we're going to see a further reopening of the economy next week, next Monday, the 17th of May, we've brought some of our team together to talk about, how that is being dealt with in Copeland. Next Monday does mark a giant leap forward in as we move towards normal living again, with vast amounts of the economy about to reopen. So today I'm delighted to be joined by Jackie O'Reilly, our environmental health manager. I've got Jenny Brumby with us, our business liaison officer. I've got Katie Reid, who leads for Copeland on tourism. And I've got Heather Holmes also joining us, who manages the Beacon, the museum in Whitehaven. Good afternoon, ladies, and thank you all for joining us today for today's podcast. Jackie, as I said, next Monday is another significant staging point in the road to recovery. What's the message about what Copeland are doing to help the area prepare for the next stage of easing out of lockdown?
Thank you, Mike. Yes, we are moving into a new big area. We're moving to step 3, and what that means is that a lot of businesses that have been required to stay closed can reopen from Monday the 17th. So that has big implications for our hospitality industry, where they have currently been limited to only outdoor hospitality being open. From step 3, it's Monday the 17th of May, that means they can open up and operate in the way they did before we went into lockdown. So although businesses can open, there are still COVID restrictions in place, and all our businesses have been absolutely excellent at keeping up to date with all the changes, always asking for advice. And I will just keep stressing, always ask for advice if you're not sure on anything, because the guidance does change, messages do change as the government become aware of new variations or new reasons to have controls in place. Always ask for advice. All of us on this call all work together, and we do want our businesses to operate and run successfully. We want all of our customers to feel safe when they go into these premises, and all our many visitors to this lovely part of the country to enjoy being here. So it's just sort of stress that what our businesses are used to, which is operating in a COVID safe way, which means they continue with their risk assessment approach. They make sure that they have enhanced cleaning and hand hygiene arrangements in place, that if they're a venue that is required to have face coverings, they have notices up requiring people to wear face coverings, and that their staff wear them as appropriate unless people are exempt. That they operate social distancing, and that can just be taking away some chairs and tables. There's always a way around all these measures, and that's why I'll keep stressing and ask for support and advice. To make sure that you've got adequate ventilation, that you are supporting the NHS test and trace service. And for many of our businesses, there is a change coming, which means that everybody who is visiting a premises is required to leave their contact details if you're a designated premises. So if you're going to shops and in and out places like that, you're required to leave your contact details. But if you're in a premises where you may be staying for a period of time, and that's our cafes, our restaurants, our pubs, our Beacon Museum, you will be required to leave your contact tracing details. People are used to doing this, and you can either do it through leaving your name and address separately with the business, or you can use the NHS app. But the difference this time is that everybody in a group is required to leave their contact tracing details, not just the lead person in that group. All of our outdoor hospitality venues have been getting used to this, and it's a small change, and people were used to just one person leaving details. Now everyone needs to do that. The other thing that our businesses need to do is to turn people away if they think they have symptoms, to encourage their staff and to make sure their staff don't come into work with symptoms, and to support anyone who is required to self-isolate amongst their own staff. What we do as a team is use the government guides, so we will always share our sources of information with businesses, and I really do recommend everyone signing up and using the government guides. I think Jenny will cover this in more detail when she's doing her part of her role. But really, it's just a plea is carry on all the good work and contact environmental health, and you can use the ENV Health info@copeland.gov.uk for direct contact, or use the info@Copeland email address, and we will always get back to you and sort of guide you through what needs to be done. Okay.
Thank you very much. Jenny, you joined us earlier in the year, focusing initially on the Shop Local campaign, but are very much involved as the council's liaison person between business and between the local authorities. Do you just want to expand a little bit on your role and what the council are doing to support both businesses and the community as we move into the next stage of lockdown restrictions being eased?
Yes, thanks, Mike. It's been an incredibly difficult 14 months for businesses and obviously for the public as well. And we never thought we'd have to tell our businesses to close your doors and trade in a different way, but I think they've done it in such a great way across Copeland. And there's not that many businesses that are not going to reopen, and that's testament to trading in different ways on social media and through their websites and different marketplaces. So I think we really need to celebrate how fantastic the businesses have done. But now we urge you to come out safely and start trying to go back to some normality and supporting the businesses that you supported before and visiting the venues that you visited before. And as we see next week with hospitality and indoor eateries opening, we really encourage you to strongly come out and support these businesses, because it's been an incredibly difficult time for them. But you have to still follow the guidance, and this is to keep yourself safe and also, the people that are surrounding you. And I know people are cautious. I'm talking to people in the street all the time and the businesses, and people are cautious about returning to some normality. But we urge you to do that now, as long as you follow the guidance. And as Jackie said, it's slightly changed when you're going into venues now that everybody has to register. And again, that's just to make sure that we keep the numbers down and everybody's following the COVID guidance. So, the weather's getting better. It's a great time to get back to your favourite places. My role is very front facing, so I speak to all the businesses across Copeland in the 4 main towns and the villages and the parishes. And I'm here to support the businesses if they want to go on our directory. I'm adding to that all the time. We currently have around about 1,400 businesses on our directory, and by hopefully the end of the year, we'll have 2,400 businesses on our directory. So if you can't purchase as local as possible, then look at purchasing online or out of the area. But we really strongly urge you to look at our directory first and try and source that product or that service more local to Copeland.
Thank you, Jenny. Katie, as the restrictions ease on next Monday, there is going to be still considerable restrictions on foreign travel, which of course will be disappointing for some who are desperate to get away to the sunshine. But it does present us with a huge opportunity in tourism, particularly local, with being in a national heritage area with the coastline. As our lead on tourism, our Copeland gearing up for hopefully a real bonanza of tourism over the next few months.
Mike, our businesses are excited. Staycation is a huge opportunity for us. We know that a lot of visitors to the Lake District have never visited the coast. And this is our opportunity to really make sure that before visitors come to us, that they know before they go, that we're making sure that all our websites promote both our coast, towns, mountains, lakes. And we've got wonderful toolkits on the Western Lake District and Coast website with itineraries and walks. A lot of the businesses have been doing so much hard work in the background. You've heard from Jackie and Jenny, but we're sprucing up. The crow's nest has been painted. We're making sure that our businesses are ready. Deep cleans have happened. Websites are updated. But more importantly than that, businesses are really committed. They've trained staff. They've taken the opportunity to actually reevaluate their businesses, make them greener, make them slicker, make them more bespoke and welcoming. So we certainly do now have an absolute world-class product to offer all our visitors. And I think that also helps our communities. We want to support the local pubs, the local shop, make sure that people actually go home with an amazing memory to treasure. And hopefully they will then become loyal visitors to us year on year. You know, if we think about big family groups, so many grandparents are absolutely desperate to have that wonderful opportunity to spend some time with their children, with their grandchildren. And we're making sure that the new products that we're developing actually suit everybody. So everyone could come, have a really good time. But what we would also ask is, you know, please, please abide by our COVID measures. Be sensible, be respectful, follow the country code, keep it and tidy, and we will all have an absolutely fantastic season.
Thank you very much, Katie. And, you know, with that in mind, Heather, there's been a lot of work going on in the background while we've been closed down in the Beacon. Do you want to talk a little bit about, you know, what the Beacon's doing to re-engage with getting the school kids back in and changing the Beacon offering to people who are visiting town?
Yep, absolutely, Mike. Thank you. So the Beacon Museum is thrilled to be opening next week as of the 18th of May with a brand new exhibition, which will be the Wildlife Photographer of the Year. Now, we are only one of 5 venues outside of London to host this prestigious exhibition, and it will feature on average about 100 images from around the world depicting natural wildlife in its own habitat. The exhibition will be accompanied by exciting animal-related activities for children during half-term week, and I would say booking is essential for that one as well. So in addition to the prestigious exhibition that we're offering to our visitors, the museum has made significant investment in its digital offer. So we are celebrating our much celebrated geological landscape brought to life by various digital interactives. Visitors can steer their own ship in an ever-evolving Whitehaven Harbour, and budding merchants can try their hand at trading around the world. We have also a talking soldier that helps you to envisage life in the area around the Roman period, and we've also got reinvention of 3 of the museum's flipbook experiences to support the telling of our fascinating local stories. We even have a digital dress-up interactive that allows you to try on garments held at the museum from as far back as the early 19th century. So really is a lot going on at the museum. We pack a big punch, and we're really looking to open our doors, and we're thrilled to see you back within the museum. Along with our customer support, we also look to offer education. We're looking to incorporate learning and education within the community, and we're already taking bookings from our local education providers. Not to mention, we also have our new Beach House Cafe. It is now below the Beacon, has opened successfully at the moment to takeaway, but we will be looking to take bookings, or the staff down there will be taking bookings for sitting down and enjoying the lovely view with a lovely coffee and some cake as well. So please come along to the Beacon Museum. We are really waiting and thrilled to be opening our doors to our residents and customers again. Thank you.
And of course, that cafe, best views in the north of the
Yes, stunning views. I mean, you know, on a day like this, you can't get any better. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Heather. Jackie, just sort of finally, you know, at each staging point as restrictions, you know, I think it's fair to say that the business and the community, it's run pretty smoothly in Copeland, and I would anticipate, you know, the same with the probably the next and biggest step, and also the vaccination programme has been fantastic across Copeland, hasn't it?
Yes, definitely, Mike. I think things have run smoothly, and all our businesses are used to seeing our team out and about at different times of the day. And, for that, I can say with certainty that things are running smoothly. And, where there are a few things that need changing, we deal with that directly with the business, and everything has been resolved. But yes, everything is running smoothly, and our NHS colleagues are doing a great job keeping the vaccination programme going, and are doing everything is done very quietly. Really do, remember that the NHS will contact you directly about things. The surgeries know their patients well, and it is running very, very smoothly. And we also do have our test site. So if you do think that you have any of the symptoms, the message is keep getting yourself tested if you have any of the three main symptoms. We have a walk-in place in Whitehaven where you can get tested. And then everyone does also have the option to book themselves lateral flow tests, which are the short rapid tests, but excellent vaccination programme across the whole of Cumbria, and particularly in Copeland, and a great test facility as well. So it's very complete.
Thank you very much, Jackie. And Jenny, we're about to announce where we're going to utilise the welcome back funding that we've been granted by the government. We should be in a position in your role working with all the various town parish councils and local communities to make some announcements very soon.
Yeah, the Welcome Back Fund is government funding to support the reopening of the high streets, but also, the increase of visitors to our beautiful coastline. And so you'll see over the next few weeks and months, there'll be lots of enhancements to the 4 main towns in Copeland and the coastal villages. And there'll also be a programme of events happening so that the families can come out and enjoy the outdoors. And I think everybody's really craving spending time with each other. So, it's a fantastic fund, and it's a visual fund, and you'll see lots of things going on.
Great stuff. And Katie, the message has got to be, until beyond the foreign travel restrictions, we've got a fantastic tourism offer to get people to the Western Lakes and Copeland.
We have the best tourism office, Mike. But what I would urge all businesses to do is promote each other. Make sure that you are promoting that attraction down the road. Work together. You've got an opportunity through the Western Lake District and Coast Tourism Network to have free website entry. Events get free website entries as well. Making sure that we get our information out there so people know what they can do when they come here, because that's part of the barrier. What can I do for the day? There's some great itineraries on there. We've seen a fantastic new suite of walks, circular walks for St Bees Parish Council. We've got new stretches of the coastal path opened. Muncaster, we've got glamping, we've got high ropes, we've even got a lovely nature experience there now. We are very much celebrating our health and well-being as well. People want to get away, they want that escape, and we can offer that. So you can go for beautiful walks, even a run or even a ride along the beach if that's what you would like to do. But it's there for you. But by working together, we can really promote the area. And through Western Lake District and Coast, we have a national PR campaign, and we're also looking at digital print as well.
Thank you very much, Katie. And Heather, apart from some of the new and exciting events that's happening in the Beacon, there is a lot about our own industry and our heritage within the Beacon, and there's still so many people that I speak to who aren't aware of everything the Beacon's got to offer. We've got to get a message out that the Beacon's not just for tourists; it's very much for local people to visit as well.
Absolutely, there is some real nuggets of information that I'm sure even the most hardened resident will not be aware of. It's the opportunity to really re-engage with your own local history again. What West Cumbria has to offer is unique, and the Beacon Museum certainly punches above its weight in relation to delivering that for our resident.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, ladies, all of you, for joining me today. Following this podcast later this week, I'll be speaking to Rose and Janet about our test and trace tracking payments and giving businesses an update on the grants. So we'll communicate that, and that'll be one of the podcasts that go out this week. Also from a practical service point of view, I'll be joined by the waste director and the waste portfolio holders, Sarah Pemberton and Steve Morgan, to talk about how we're addressing some of the waste issues that exist at the moment, because I know how important that is to all of our residents. And a little bit linked in today and to recovery, I'll be joined by John Baker from the new Chief Executive of the Harbour Commission later this week to talk about some of the really innovative and exciting projects that's going to take place to bring Whitehaven Harbour right back up to its former glories. We've got some real aspirational hopes for where that can take us, and John's certainly shown the leadership to take us in the right direction there. That's all to come later this week, but Jackie, Jenny, Katie, Heather, thank you all for joining us this morning.